Hello everyone, and welcome to a tutorial on how to burn CDs. Now picture this. Imagine you listen to this amazing album off of Spotify and you want to get yourself a physical edition, and you look online and you realize, how much is it? This is when burning comes in. Now before we start burning, I need to set up a couple of ground rules in order to make this kinda sketchy activity a bit more ethical. Rule number 1, if you could buy it, don't burn it. For example, with the previously brought up mollusk example, that is incredibly out of budget, while something like Yes is close to the edge is pretty normal price range. It shouldn't be burned. Rule number 2, do not turn this into a business. This is purely something you're supposed to do for yourself only. Rule number 3, have fun with it. You don't just need to do albums, you can also do your own custom playlist. For example, I burned an entire CD based off of John Mulaney's Salt and Pepper Diner routine, except for the part where the machine does not get unplugged. Why'd I make this? Good question! Anyways, on to the burning. For this part of the tutorial, you will need a CD burner, 1 or 2 blank discs, the second one in case the first one doesn't work, and of course, a computer. And we can't forget a CD burner application. The first step of this process is to plug in your burner. The next step isn't that bad. We open up our CD burner and put in the first or second blank disc. Next step is we open up Windows Media Player. Then on Windows Media Player, we go on to the blank disc category. Once on the blank disc tab, we open up the burn tab. Now that we're done with these steps, we need to pick an album. For this case, I'm going to be using Cindy Lee's debut project, released on December 26, 2012. The reason why I'm choosing this one, because of the 7 albums of hers, this is the only one that does not yet have a physical edition. Now that we have an idea for an album, we need 2 websites open at the moment. These 2 websites are YouTube and a trustworthy YouTube to MP3 converter. Now on YouTube, we're going to look up the album and find a playlist with all the songs. Now that we have our playlist, we click that little section with the 3 dots, go to Share, and then copy the link. Now press Ctrl V and convert. And now we just wait for it to convert. And now we download it. We go to the download section of our files. Once you're in the download section of your files and you found your download, I recommend renaming it 01 and then the track name, just like I did right here. Once they're on our burn list and all in order, we start our burn. Hello, this is Aunt Colette. I realize I made a mistake for the video. Instead of putting it on the burn tab, I'd recommend doing every single track and then dragging it onto the list, and then hitting the burn tab, and then putting every song from that list on the tab. The burn does take a bit of waiting, but once it's all written onto the disc, it will pop out of this very thing. Now that we have successfully burned it, we're going to test it out on a DVD player of ours. Now for the testing stages, I recommend skimming through every single track. You don't need to listen to the whole thing, but just skim through a little bit of it to see if each track works. If every single song off your album works, then congratulations! You have just burned your first CD! Now that we know that the CD works, we work on our final step, which is customization. For this step, the only things you really need are a Sharpie, your blank CD, and a napkin. When customizing your CD, you should always be drawing on this side, never on this side, or else your CD will not work. For my design, I decided to do the pentagram that you'd see on the album covers, along with the album name, and now all we have to do is let it dry. After it's done drying, you have officially completed your first burned CD. Before I say goodbye, I have one final suggestion when it comes to this whole burning thing. That being, if an affordable version of the album does end up existing, please throw your burned copy away. That's all I have to say. I hope this tutorial was very helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.